My dear student, once again I am inviting you, I am welcoming you in this today's session where I will discuss one of the most important topics of our syllabus. This is related to personality grooming. Okay, this is related to our syllabus of personality grooming, and the name of the topics is group dynamics. At first, convey my best wishes to each of you. I am not getting the opportunity to convey our best wishes personally, but I am taking this opportunity online also to convey our best wishes on behalf of Josh Telegraph Smart Center Sirampur and on our personal behalf. Hope you all are spending your days with a very good spirit and with an excellent mood. With that, I just want to start our topics, group dynamics. Okay. You have seen that to start of any entrepreneurship or any business or any organization, the main resource is the people, and people usually works as a team. Now there are two words available in our dictionary. One is group, which about I am telling you, group dynamics, this group, and another is team. Now what is the basic difference between group and team? Perhaps this is the reason why I have written here group versus team. Now there are three basic difference between group and team. I will focus more on team because these three reasons related to team only. In the group, you will never find, or you will hardly find, that this group has any specific objective, specific constructive objective, specific positive objective. Okay? But the team, always you will find the team always having a specific constructive or specific positive objective. Suppose in a cricket team, you will find that the entire team of 11 people or the entire team of 9 people, and in a football team the entire team of 11 people, they are thinking about winning the game. That means their objective is fixed. Like this, in any organization, in any institution, or in any enterprise, you will find that the people are having a common positive or constructive objective, and the team is required to achieve it, to fulfill it. Now, this team always having some time-bound objective. That means they take the objective for a month, for a quarter, for a half year, for annual, like this. That means they have their time-bound objective. Like a cricket team, either if they are playing 20 games, then they have a time bound that within this 20 over, I'll have to make this much of run, or I have to win the game. So this time bound specific objective has been taken by team. Okay, and the next is, you will find always the team has a leader. Okay, but group has no leader at all. So these three major things you will find in a team. So this is the difference between group versus team. Please, for heaven's sake, keep it in your mind that whenever we will go to do certain constructive work, you are joining in a team, and the basic objective of the team or the basic criteria of the team are obviously these three things. Okay, In the group you will not find any specific objective. When you are going to the market or when you are going to shop in a mall, you will find a group of people, but they are doing on their own. You are purchasing something, somebody is purchasing some other things, so they don't have any specific objective to do this thing. Okay. Now the third is they don't have any time bound program that within this time I'll have to achieve this much. Okay. Now they don't have any leader also. In the market itself you will not find any leader who is leading all the total group to make their job. So here this is the basic difference between group versus team. I have made a cross here because I will not discuss this anything about group. Okay. Groupism is actually diverting our attention from our discussion on team. So I'll focus more on team. I said that to lead a team, a leader is required. Okay, in everywhere, whether it is game, whether it is sports, whether it is politics, whether it is office, whether it is business, wherever you go, if they have some constructive objective to achieve, they must have certain leader. Okay. And everybody cannot be leader. Why everybody cannot be leader? Because leader has certain skills. Okay, that skill we usually call it's a leadership skill. And leaders are not born, leaders are made. That means you cannot find out the leaders from their birth. Leaders are born with their traits, with their knowledge, with their skill, with their attitude. This is most important. With their attitude, with their learnings, with their lessons. These all things always help to make a leader. You will find that many of the people working in a particular organization or in a particular team, but the only person who are made as a team leader, he has certain other qualities. Okay, I am not saying that every team leader is 100% perfect on their skill, knowledge, abilities and some other things, but there are definitely some traits they are holding which the others are not, and they are practicing it. In fact, those who are very effective leader, they always practice to learn more and more about their leadership abilities. Okay. Now I'll discuss this. What are the leadership skills which need to nurture for a leader or to make or to transform him as an effective leader for that team. Okay. The first thing, this I am not telling from my hat. The management gurus who has made a lot of theory as far as the management is concerned, as far as the leadership is concerned, on their explanation I am trying to jot it down, the leadership skills, the leadership qualities, what I am trying to convey to you. Okay, there are certain there are so many traits they have highlighted, around 27 traits are there, 27 qualities are there, but I am not taking, since our syllabus is not that much of big, so I have taken only 11 out of that, which is major criteria or major traits need to nurture by a leader. Okay. Now the first is trust. This is one of the best word which is available in our dictionary. You know, there are certain other words also, belief, faith, but trust is such a thing. It's like hearing, listening. Okay, so there are so many words which has a different meaning, though they are same in dictionary. Here I just want to say you that trust is so important for a leader. Until and unless a leader is built up trust, it will be very difficult for him to control the entire team. Not only control, to make an effective result, to produce the desired result. The trust is a combination of all the traits, all the qualities of a leader. Trust means a leader should have trust to each of his teammates, and the teammates also on the rivers has to make the same way, the same amount of trust to their leader. So it is very important to build up the trust, and it will not come from the heaven. The person who is leader, it is his responsibility, it is leader's sole responsibility to build up this trust among team members with activities, with behaviors, with dealings, with this, with all this trust has to be built up. One thing leader always should keep it in their mind, that when he is viewing or he is seeing the teammates with his only two eyes, but he is being viewed, actually he is under the arc light, he is under the focus, and he is being viewed with their team members, number of team members into two eyes. That means if the number of team is 10, now 20 eyes are being always keeping watch on him. So, and they are not fool, they are also intelligent people. Okay, leader have every right to think about himself that he is the smartest one, he is the powerful one, but he has every right to think about it, but he has no right to think the others fool. If they start to think, or if the leader starts to think the others fool, then ultimately actually the leader is making fool himself. So built up trust is a difficult task, but not impossible. That is exactly what I want to point it out. Okay. The second is very important. Most of us are very reserved, are very conservative as far as accept the responsibility. Many of the leaders are very interested to hijack the credit of the others, but they are not ready to accept the responsibility of failures. This is one of the area which need to learn, which need to inculcate, which need to nurture by an effective leader. See, until and unless you are ready to accept the responsibility either of success or of failures, you are not the leader is not an effective leader. And in the view of team members, he would be exposed in a bad way. Okay? I can well remember a story which our respected ex-president, Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam wrote in his own biography. He said that, or he narrated the fact that when he was in ISRO, Space Research Organization, and when they were busy to make certain discoveries, certain invention. An invention was failed, and a press conference was already been announced. So the press conference was there, and the team of entire Mr. Kalams was the second person of that team. The first person was his boss. His boss said to his teammates that you need not to attend this press conference. I am attending this press conference to admit my mistake, that it is my failure. And he attended that conference. Throughout nation watched this on the live video, that he accepted the responsibility of failures of his, and he assured that in the next time I'll definitely see that I with my team achieve this objective and make it a successful venture. Now see, this is the difference. He has never allowed his teammates to come forward and to accept the responsibility. He as a leader took this responsibility, and his team was really became enthusiastic. In fact, in the column of Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he wrote that entire team was so enthusiastic, so energetic by seeing the activities of their leader, that their leader was not afraid of accepting the responsibility of failures. He has not given the blame of his teammates that for this reason this venture has been failed. No, he has taken the responsibility. So they have worked a lot, they have worked day and night, and in the next time they made the successful venture. And again they called the press conference, and they are Mr. Abdul, as per APJ Abdul Kalam's autobiography, they are the boss of Mr. Kalam called them and said them, now it is your turn to face the press conference. And that press conference was faced by Mr. Abdul Kalam, who was the second person of that team. Second person means second leader, second round leader or second rank leader. He made the team, and he talked about their successness. He briefed about the venture and how they made it successful. So this is the qualities of the leader, and perhaps this is the reason why ISRO has made a successful venture in each of their mission. Till today they are doing the same things. Okay, so these are small example which I got from autobiography of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. If you get a chance, you can read it up also. You can learn many things. What has happened in his entire life, and how he became the most respected leader in our country. Okay. Now the next is consideration. You must be strict, but at the same time you must be considerate. Considerate towards your people, towards the individual. Okay, and towards the situation. Every time the situation will not be favorable, and your the situation of your people also may not be favorable, but you should be considerate. Okay, consideration is an ability. You should have some analytical ability to consider the situation, to consider the condition of human concern, the sentiment, and the leader should always keep it in your mind that they are handling the emotional intelligence. This emotional intelligence can do miracle, because most of the organization who are successful, the organization not made it, people has made it. So if the people can be nurtured in a better way through their leaders' practice, they can do miracle. Okay. Now the next is think win to win. Some of us always thinks about himself that if I allow to lose him, then I can win. No, every time it is not true. Many a times it has been found, if you can try to find out certain solution to achieve this level, think win to win, so that you also gain something, I am also gaining something. That can do a miraculous result. In fact, in the very beginning, if you think that by any means I'll have to make sure that the opponent should lose, then actually you are losing many of the games. Okay? But if you want to create such a situation where you can find out the solution by creating a situation of win to win, that exactly I want to point it out. Okay? I can give you many examples of win to win, but in the video session, I'm sorry, this time is not permitting me. So I am going to the next point. This win to win situation, definitely I will discuss it when the time will permit me in my classroom. Okay? I'll give you certain live example. Okay? Even you are we are doing in our day-to-day life certain we are also creating certain win-to-win situation, and we are achieving our objective in that way. Now the next is choose words carefully. You know very well that words are like arrows. Words are like bullets. If you fire one time, it will never come back to you. So a leader should always be very, very careful to choose his words. Words cannot be retrieved. And those people, those leaders who controls his temper, who can use the good words, they can make their job done in an easier way. Okay? So a leader, an effective leader should always take care of words. What the words he is using, what the person whom he is talking, that all things need to keep in their mind. Okay? Now the next is criticize and complain. We all are human beings. We are tend to do it. Okay? But for heaven's sake, if you want to, if a leader want to be an effective leader, he should always tell, or he should always inculcate the habit of no. Whom you will complain? Why you will complain? It is you who has taken the responsibility on your willing that you will lead the team. So whom you will complain? It is you. You will handle the complaint within your own, and you will make the things in a correct way. Criticize. Why you will criticize? And even if you criticize, the person whom you are criticizing for others, you are losing your credibility. Because today you are, a leader is criticizing to another person, and this another person will start thinking that this is the habit of my leader. So in absence of me, tomorrow this leader also tend to criticize me also. So the same way you are going to lose the credibility, and the leader cannot be an effective leader and cannot be an achiever with the team. Okay? So these are certain personal traits which we need to avoid. Be a good listener. Yes. The human nature is that everybody wants to tell or to talk with that person who is a good listener. And this is an advantage for a leader. If a leader can be a good listener, it will be very easy for you it will be very easy for that leader to know certain things, and it can be easy for a leader to find out certain solution. Until and unless the leader encouraging the people to come to him, to approach to him easily, to talk to him frankly, it will be difficult for him to find out the solution. So it's an easier way to come out and to find out the solution of any problem. Be enthusiastic. Nobody will like to see that leader is not enthusiastic. In each and every moment, the leader should be always enthusiastic with its objective. Okay? Maybe certain, a leader also a human being. He must have certain odds, he must have certain ups and downs, but that should not reflect in your activities, in leaders' activities and in leaders' attitude. Okay? The leader always should be enthusiastic. He should always, a leader should always transform this enthusiasm to his teammates. And this team will always be in bubble. Okay, every time they are boiling with certain enthusiasm. They should always bubble with certain achievement. Okay, so the leader always should be enthusiastic. The leader always should avoid the gossip. Okay, this gossip is very these very nasty things in any field, wherever you are, wherever a leader is there, the leader should always avoid the gossip, and this gossip should be strictly avoided with some strict words, that I don't want to entertain this gossip in my team. Be restrict yourself, or be stop yourself. Here it is. Okay. If a leader allows gossiping, the people will take the opportunity, and the morale of the team, the boost up of the team would be diminished, would be broken, and the ultimate objective would be forgotten. The people will be very busy with the gossiping only. The people will be very busy with backbiting only. So a leader always should avoid the gossip, of course with diplomatically. They should not allow any of his teammates, okay, because all the teammates should be treated as his family members and with the same velocity. No biasness should come in the foray while the team leader is handling team, because it will be very easy to do it, but it will be very difficult to keep up the morale of the team, and the team will never be an achiever. Okay, so if a leader want to build up a team of achievement, the leader always should avoid this gossip, avoid certain biasness, avoid certain favoritism, and that way only a leader can be an effective leader. The next is honesty and integrity. I am preaching about honesty, about integrity, but I will not practice it. This is not the right thing. Okay, so I said the leader should always treat their teammates as an intelligent, emotional person. They are viewing, they are seeing always the activities of their leader. If they think, if they get the essence of honesty and integrity in the leader's activity, in the leader's in the leader's all work, then automatically it will transform to the teammates, and their team will be an honest team, and their team will have a better integrity. It is obvious. Okay, See, there is a beautiful saying. A lion, a team of lion led by a sheep, always a loser. When a team of sheep led by a lion, always a winner. Why? Because when the leader is lion, the leader has a capacity to transform his teammates to be performer, to be achiever, with their all traits which leader is possessing, and leader is in a position to transform it within teammates. It is very easy. The leader, if they practice certain things, as a example, the followers all also will practice the same thing. Okay? So this is the 10th of my serial, and the 11th is, as a person, if you have a sense of humor, that means you are taking the things in a lighter way and putting these things in a beautiful way so that you can make your job done. That's your sense of humor. Sense of humor is really a blooming part of a human nature. Okay? As a human, as a leader is also inhuman, na? So, as a leader, if a leader wants a wide acceptance among his teammates, the leader should have a sense of humor. Nobody will like to see a leader having a glooming personality, having a non-approachable personality, having no sense of humor at all. Okay? So, sense of humor is one of the best to be an effective leader, to be an effective human in the society also. Thank you. This is our today's topic. This is our group dynamics. I hope you have understood. I tried to make it in an easier way. I had certain examples also. I could have given certain examples along with each of the serials, each of the discussed topics. But here is the dearth of time. I cannot make